Imagine that Earth's rotation stops one day and tomorrow never comes. Life will never be the same. But if you can escape to an underground bunker, you may have a chance to carry on. Normally, our planet makes a rotation every 24 hours at a speed of 1,040 miles per hour. This is faster than the speed of sound and several times faster than the fastest cars in the world. We don't feel it while it's rotating, but we will when the Earth suddenly stops. At the last second, you run into an underground bunker. You close the hatch, go deep underground, and hear the chaos that has begun on the surface. All the people, houses, cars, ships, roads, trees, animals, topsoil, anything not connected to bedrock will fly off to the east. Hurricanes and tsunamis will appear. The endless day brings huge global earthquakes, and volcanoes will awaken and erupt, threatening to destroy everything. Meanwhile, you're drinking tea and waiting in the bunker until the catastrophe ends. 2 days later, you realize that silence has come to the surface. You go upstairs, open the hatch, and water flows inside the bunker. Great, your shelter is flooded. You swim to the surface and find yourself on the middle of the ocean. Fortunately, a big ship passes by with other survivors and they take you on board. You're looking around and realize that the water seems to be almost everywhere on the planet now. Since the global stopping, the water on Earth has united into 2 oceans, the North and South, and all continents have become one, connected on the equator. You and the survivors sail a very long time under the scorching sun. Then night comes, not because the day has finally ended, but because the ship has arrived at the other half of the Earth. The unbearable heat is replaced by terrible cold. You're finally approaching the equator, and you can see land, but unfortunately, everything is frozen here. On this side of the planet, all nature freezes and night never ends. It'll be very difficult to move around to get food. You need to find the land on the warm half of the planet. Weeks later, you arrive, but find nothing except a desert. The temperature is so high that agriculture can't be created here. You start to worry that there's nowhere for you to go. But there is one area. The border between the hot and cold halves have ideal conditions for living. Places where you can watch the endless sunset or dawn. You arrive here and finally get some rest and sleep. But it turns out now you have some problems with this too. Your sleep biorhythms are damaged because of the long bright day and the long dark night. This affected your psychological and physical development. It takes a while for you to fall asleep. But life is getting better. You build a house, even start farming, but not for long. The temperature drops very fast and it becomes colder and darker outside. This happens because the Earth is slowly spinning around the sun and the borders are shifting. You build a motorhome and travel around the world, following the space between the hot and cold sides of the planet, with long stops to enjoy sunsets and rises. You hear a strange sound, the sound of storm. A big wave approaches you. Come on, what's happened this time? Well, the Earth's shape has changed. Our planet has become more of a sphere or ball. Before, the Earth's shape was flattened because of the fast rotation. It was wider at the equator and had a slightly flattened circle shape. When the Earth stopped, it became perfectly round. The world's oceans change again. Floods are inevitable. Fortunately, you have a little boat and you sail around the world once more. When you find land, you face another big problem, but this time it's not from Earth. It's space radiation. The old magnetic field worked thanks to the Earth's rotation. It protected us from the solar winds, ultraviolet radiation, and radiation from the deeps of space. Now it's gone. Without it, existence on the surface of the planet is impossible. Time to go back underground. You're hiding in a new bunker with other survivors. You dig tunnels, build underground cities, and only go to the surface in special protective suits. But there is nothing left. No plants or trees or animal life. You have to grow wheat and plants in the underground city using artificial lights. But things could be even worse if the Earth halted completely. If the Earth stops spinning around the sun's gravity will pull our planet so quickly that people won't have time to create a huge spacecraft to evacuate. Normally, our planet spinning around the sun is like riding a fast carousel. You can't get too close to the center because of the high speed. In fact, Billions of years ago, the Earth rotated even faster, and days passed in 14 to 18 hours. But every 100 years, the day length increases by about 2 milliseconds. And what if the Earth rotates backward? Unfortunately, there won't be any time traveling to the past. Continents and oceans would remain in their place, but the weather conditions would greatly change. Using computer simulations, you find that deserts would cover North America and replace the Amazon rainforest. Western Europe will be much colder. Central Africa will be overgrown with lush forests and green fields. Dense trees, rivers, and lakes would appear in the Sahara Desert. You wish you could live in a place with a very long day, without catastrophes, where the sun is always warm, the flowers are blooming, and people are happy. Well, there were such places like this on old Earth, close to the North Pole: Finland, Sweden, Norway, Canada. These long sunny days are the result of the tilt of Earth's axis. Up at the top, the North Pole just can't hide from the light. The shortest polar day lasts almost 2 days, and the longest is about 6 months. However, a place where the sun always shines exists nowhere on Earth. Sooner or later, night will come. Before the Earth stopped rotating, you could visit the northern parts of these countries and enjoy one day lasting spring to autumn. But it wasn't all that easy. Tourists suffered from insomnia. You'd fall asleep, wake up, and spend all your time while the sun continued to shine. Just like you have become used to your life underground, the locals were used to this life too. They didn't follow a certain sleep schedule and fell asleep when they felt the need. The endless sun saturated people with vitamin D and provided a lot of energy and productivity. But a long night followed after the long day. The lack of sun can cause depression, but people of the North fought it with the help of skis, baths, and a fabulous atmosphere on the streets. Cafes, houses, parks were decorated with bells and lights, so you felt like you were in a winter fairy tale and didn't have a bad mood. Maybe, if the Earth starts to rotate again, you can visit them in the future.